What's up? So today is Tuesday, October 14th. I'll be trading the Nasdaq like I always do. Coming into the session, I have a crazy bearish bias, honestly. I'm so bearish. I mean, obviously there was news that came out overnight that caused us like dump. So I mean, even besides the news though, like even the daily candle, like we opened, came up, and now we're going all the way down. So we're respecting this daily fair value gap up here. So like from here, I could see the next draw being like here. But on top of that, on MNQ, there's like a devil's mark. On you can see it like on the daily. There's no bottom wick to this candle. It's on NQ. There's a small bottom wick, but on MNQ, there's no bottom wick. So I'd consider that a draw. I mean, then we even have like all this low resistance liquidity down here that could get ran. And I mean, from there, the next draw is like literally like all the way down here. But and I'm actually waiting for the open to come down. I'm even gonna take a short position on my personal account because I just am so bearish, like technically. But I'm gonna wait 5 minutes though, a couple minutes. But for me to take a short position, right? So I'd love to see a 5 or 15-minute gap get created as we're moving down, and trade back up into it, respect it, and continue lower. And I mean, I can come here and say like I'm so bearish, I'm so bearish. But like for example, though, let's say if we start clearly trending up, like I kind of gotta drop that. But I mean, I'm really bearish. I'm so bearish. And I feel like we are due for a correction too. Like if you look at like the weekly or the daily, like look at this whole run up right here. Like where's a good pullback? I feel like a good condition for this range too is there's no 15, so I feel like if this 5 minute gap down here gets inverted, like it's a clear shot for this low down here, and we'll probably just continue lower at that point. You know, like I'm not recommending this, but honestly, when it hits 9:35, I'm gonna buy some SQQQ calls on my personal account and hold them for a couple days. To be honest, only because like technically, like technical analysis wise and like news wise, we're just set to dump. I feel like. Oh, and so the thing I have marked out over here too is like so when we opened up this week, right? I mean, because technically we did trade yesterday, right? So I feel like it shows better on the 4 hour or the 1 hour. Yeah, so like there's this gap right here though, like the new week opening gap, right? So that's the difference between the high of Friday and the low of Monday, or low of Sunday, I guess I should say, when Sunday opens. So I feel like once that usually wants to fully fill itself, and NQ hasn't even filled it fully, and ES is getting pretty close. But yeah, so that 5 minutes gonna close right now. They won't let me market order. Interesting. I forgot how to trade options. I didn't forget, but the bid and the ask are so far apart. I totally forgot this was a thing. Oh, okay, yeah, I got that's cool. So I bought two that were further out, like calls. I mean, I'm not saying to do this yourself, but I want to buy some that are sooner too. How much do I have left in buying power? You said, remember me? I'm the guy who was short on NQ before the crash. Good stuff, bro. Not many people were able to catch that. They're not gonna film me. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I bought some SQQQ calls. And for me to take an actual trade though, if we trade back up, did you hear about the guy that shorted Bitcoin right before the crash and made 88 mil? I did not, but I'm not surprised. There were crazy amounts of money lost. I guess yeah, the first condition I'll probably look at though is this 5 minute gap, because there's definitely a chance once we hit this low down here we might reject a little bit. So if we reject a little bit and tap into that, I'd take a short out of there. So it's gonna be like 1 minute now till we open up this 5 minute gap, and that's gonna be the first condition I'll look at really. As of right now, I guess there's an S&T at the low. We did not sweep this low. They're relative equal lows now though. So at this point, I'd ideally like to see us retrace into up here, reject back out of there. Guess we got Powell speaking at 12:20. I wouldn't be surprised if we open up like this 5 minute down here and maybe trade up into that one once it's open. I wouldn't be surprised though if today's one of those days where we just keep dumping with like no retracements. And then once we do give a retracement, it's just too far away where it doesn't make sense. I mean, for draws though, I mean, like, so the next bearish draw we're probably going to, like, is this new week opening gap fill? I mean, beyond there, obviously, like, the next draw is going to be like this low down here from last week's. I feel like that's like, I feel like it's such an obvious low though. It's such a good draw, if that makes sense. Yeah, we're just continuing down. So we have 2 minutes till this new gap opens up. I can mark it. It's probably gonna open up. But that would be like the next condition. So I'd want to see how we react if we come back up there. Yeah, so I guess ES just fully filled that new week opening gap. I think NQ is gonna do the same. I'm still hoping for some form of retracement to this unfilled gap up here. I wonder if there's gonna be a 15-minute opening up. Not for a while. Not until 10 a.m. maybe. Any of you guys take any trades today so far? I mean, I personally haven't been able to find anything. I mean, there hasn't been much price action though. We just dumped it open pretty much. And I don't trade pre-market really. Well, I don't trade pre-market at all, I should say. Yeah, so we filled that new week opening gap on NQ now too. That's another bearish target. I mean, from here though, the next target, it's kind of far away, but I mean, the next target's just this low all the way down here. I think it honestly could get hit today, to be honest, with how bearish we are. We're finally retracing a little bit here. So it looks like we're not gonna open. Yeah, we're not gonna open up this 5 minute right here. So if we come all the way up here, and that's even like a, I'd say like this is a CISD, but like a higher time frame. I guess this is probably like a CISD. So a higher time frame order block essentially. But I would definitely love to get a retracement up here. Rejection right back down. I would definitely short that. And so I guess I'm hoping to see something that looks like this, right? Come back up in a 5 minute, just immediate rejection down, maybe a little retracement, and then far down. That's at least what I'm hoping for. I don't know why I was thinking about this, but I think a good analogy to compare trading to is fishing. Because like someone was talking about fishing the other day, and I was thinking about it, and like I feel like I was thinking fishing's boring, but he probably thinks trading's boring. And it's kind of the same principle where you sit there and you wait for something. Like when you're fishing, right? You throw your bait out there, you wait until something pulls. When you're trading, you're waiting for a good setup, and something pulls, then it's exciting. But I feel like people like to focus on the boring part, things like that. So hopefully we can come. What is this? Like 20 points higher. Come into this 5 minute gap up here. That'd be nice. This is where ES would tap into a yes. ES is most recent unfilled gaps up here too, but it hasn't tapped it yet. It's looking like we never tapped into this unfilled 5 minute gap, unfortunately. It's starting to reject. Yeah, there's a chance it might not pull back enough where I need it to. Maybe. wonder, is this a new 5-minute candle? Yeah, it is. So I mean, there's still a chance this candle could come up here and sweep out these highs, and I'd look for a short after that. It's looking like I'm not going to get that retrace, to be honest. I mean, the next thing I'd look for is like at 10 a.m. we'd open up this 15-minute gap. Maybe we could come up there. Hopefully at 10 a.m. though we can manipulate higher, so I can like follow the 4-hour. Because the 4-hour candle always usually has like an accumulation, manipulation, distribution. I mean, it usually just manipulates though at the beginning, most times, to be honest. It's looking like ES is coming back up a little bit. I mean, if we measure this leg too, like this most recent swing, yeah, I feel like this is the gap we're gonna reject off of too. Because even though like we're not gonna retrace to EQ, like this gap's like halfway inside EQ, so I feel like that's good enough. We'll probably reject off that. So we're getting kind of close to tapping the unfilled 5-minute gap. I will definitely start looking for shorts at that point. We only need like 15 more points. Ooh, okay, so we tapped into that gap. That's cool. Cool, cool, cool. So now I'm looking for shorts. So I'm gonna look like in this leg most recently, right? So we're probably gonna open up this 1 minute right here. So like I'd look to maybe take an inverse of that. If we open up a higher time frame gap, I'd take that. Like if we open up a 2-minute here, for example, I'd take that. I mean, I don't think we're gonna get it, but I feel like I'd even be a little bit more higher confidence if we tap into this higher 5-minute gap up here. So we're even, yeah, because right now we're tapping into EQ the range. Yeah, the next thing we could bounce off of is like this 5-minute gap up here. Honestly, if this 2-minute opens up, I could see this being a clean short, to be honest. The reason I like the 2-minute a lot more than the 1-minute though is like on the 1-minute, I'd have to call this like the most recent price leg, and I want to go break even at the most recent internal low. And there's even like this 1-minute gap down here. So like we could like invert that and reject off the other one. But on the 2-minute though, like there's no gaps down here. There'd only be this 2-minute. So at that point though, I could take an inverse down here and wait to go break even until this low all the way down here. But I guess we tapped into this 5-minute up here. So I feel like if we were gonna be bearish, we'd probably start rejecting sometime now. Just between like we're tapping into this like higher, like it's a premium, it's a discounted, I'm sorry, a discounted 5 minute gap, and there's this order block, right? Changing the state up here. I guess we just open up that 2 minute, but there's a 3 minute that might open up too now. 3 minute looks clean too though. I'm honestly kind of surprised we're not rejecting off this right now. I honestly kind of would have expected an immediate rejection if we came like all the way up here. I mean, it still could reject, but I feel like it's not immediate. We might not even open up a 15 minute gap here. You said, I got out too early. My plan was to hold up to this 5 minute gap we were in. You longed from 24,486. I guess, was it 486? Probably, I guess, this gap right here you were taking a long off of, this inverse, maybe? But, so we're actually finally getting that rejection right now. Did you have that gap? Nice. Good stuff. So for me to take an inversion right now to the downside, we might open up this 5 minute. A 5 minute wouldn't be bad. I would definitely take a 5 minute right now, like a 5 minute inverse. Dude, that stop loss is low key a little crazy, but I'll take it. I kind of want to go for a little extra today, to be honest. I'm trying to think. I mean, what type of. That's a crazy risk reward. I think this 5 minutes going to open up, though. I think. So there is this 15 minute gap up here opening up, though. So I just got to keep that in mind. So it would be nice to get a resweep of this high so that we could tap into the 15 minute gap. Because I don't want to put an unfilled gap in my stop loss. And this is going to be 10 a.m. open in like 10 seconds. So that's 10 a.m. open. So I usually like to see which way like 10 a.m. manipulates first. Because I mean, like it could go down and then manipulate up, but sometimes a lot of the initial move is just like a Judas swing, like a fake out. So I personally would like to see it sweep out this high. It's just unfilled 15 up here. Cool, 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 cool. So we reswept that, tapped into that 15 minute. That's exactly what I wanted to see. There's even, is there an SMT up here? If there was an SMT, I'd consider this 30-second. But I don't see one. Unless, I mean, yeah, there's kind of one over there. Not really. I'm kind of pushing it here. There's an S&T that high. I mean, I don't like the break-even point of the short. But, so essentially now, if we come down here and invert this 5 minute, that's something I'd be a lot more confident in. So I feel like that 30-second up there, I'm kind of pre-firing, hoping this holds. But like, I can wait for confirmation, take an inverse of this 5 minute down here. Yeah, I don't think that 30 seconds is going to hold. I don't think it even, never even inversed. So I feel like at this point, I'm either looking to see like some form of clear manipulation up and clear manipulation back down. Or if we're just going to dump from here, I'd take an inverse of this 5 minute. It's like the highest time frame gap I'm looking at this leg. And I don't really go above the 5 minute unless I'm looking at 15 minute. But there's nothing on the 15. We're just chopping over here. If we did manipulate up first, though, I feel like we're building up low resistance liquidity that I could target later. Just stacked lows over here. And technically, this gap is still unfilled down here. So if we like open up a 1 minute, like up here, and invert it, I would definitely take that. Even this 30-second, honestly, even this 30-second I'd take. I'm usually more cautious in the 30-second. But yeah. Hopefully, it would definitely be cleaner though to get 1 minute. Invert that. I could go break even all the way down here, I bet. That'd be clean. I feel like this 15-minute gap here is the biggest condition, I feel like, for the whole day, to be honest. Like, for a whole AM session. If we, like, invert this 15, though. You said, are you waiting for a retest of 5-minute FVG? I'm pretty much waiting for an inverse to happen. Like, if we create a gap up here, let's say, and invert it, that's more like a confirmation we're rejecting. So I'm pretty much just waiting for a confirmation to short. Because we're trading inside this 15-minute gap, and I'm bearish. So hopefully, I want to see this 1 minute gap open up, and I'll short. I'll short if we invert it. Hit it. Are we not gonna open that up? Now we will. Okay, cool. So I would definitely take a short if we invert that gap. 100%. This is not a correct stop size. Yeah, I mean, then though, if we open up this 2 minute gap, I got to start looking at that instead. That'll be the highest time frame. I want to say there's an SMT. You said, dude, by the way, I love your contents. Keep it up. I appreciate that. Means a lot. But yeah, so right now we do have an SMT at the highs. So I mean, if we did hold this, it would be something that would make me confident in my bearish bias. But yeah, so we're gonna open up this 2 minute though. So I mean, I wouldn't want to take a 1 minute gap if there's a 2 minute at the same place, because like the 1 minute could invert and the 2 minute could hold. So I'll wait for this 2 minute to invert now. And the 3 minute hasn't opened up yet. You said it's his birthday. Use his discount code. It is my birthday. Thank you. You know, Alpha Futures. You get as actually for today. The discount code's 25% off for today and tomorrow on all evaluations. But after that, it'll go back down to 10%. I guess we're probably gonna open up this really tiny 3 minute. Okay. Looks like we're starting to get a little bit of a reaction now. So if this 3 minute inverts, I'll definitely take this. Unless a 4 minute opens up. Okay, so we're definitely getting a good reaction. Yeah, so in 2 minutes though, when this candle closes, if it closes this gap, I'm 100% shorting this. I wouldn't go break even too until we run all of this low resistance down here. Or there's even like this unfilled 5 minute. Yeah, it's the same thing though. It's honestly kind of nice though, because there's like low resistance built up, and then the end of the low resistance is an unfilled 5 minute. So it's like it's literally two separate things I would target at the same point. Hopefully, I just gotta pray for a good close here. So we got one more minute till this candle closes. Yes, there's not gonna be a 4 minute or a 5 minute opening up. Yeah, no. But obviously though, I mean, so if this candle wicks up, I'm not gonna take this short. It's got to close through this gap. I'm just gonna be close. Nah. Nah, so it didn't close through, so I can't take that. But if the next candle closes through, I'll still take that. So I just gotta wait 3 minutes. It's looking like this gap's kind of holding, which kind of sucks. Unless it wants to re-sweep the high, maybe? And there's an internal SMT now. I don't know if it'll necessarily hold. It will not hold. Okay, this is... It just wicked interesting. So that could be a liquidity sweep, because I mean, like we held the SMT, but we swept internally. And it looks like we're rejecting off of it, I want to say. If we like immediately invert this 1 minute, I'd take that short too, to be honest. Hmm. I wonder, did this 15 minute just invert? Wow. Okay. So we just inverted this 15 minute. At that point, I'm not gonna lie, it's harder for me to be bearish. Hmm. I mean, there still is the unfilled 5 minute and all, but like, I'm just really surprised we inverted that 15. Because if we were truly like bearish, we shouldn't invert that 15. So I guess the SMT is still holding though at the highs. Just the main thing I don't like with this short is we're not like, what are we rejecting off of? Because if we did invert the 15, we're not rejecting anything bearish really. I'm surprised. No, we still have 15 minutes for another 15-minute gap. I'm so surprised the China news didn't make things dump more. Because there was news this morning, kind of. And we can always dump in like PM session. Yeah, so this SMT is still holding for now. And there's still this unfilled 5-minute gap down here, which I would target. I mean, I just hate how choppy we're getting right now. Yeah, so I mean, once we take out this high, the SMT is not valid anymore. I'm surprised we haven't hit this high yet, to be honest. Just slowly trickling up. Okay, so I mean, honestly, the next thing we could reject off of to continue being bearish, I think it's kind of hard because like there's no clear gaps really over here. There really are no clear gaps. Honestly, the first thing that looks clear to me is if we came up here and took out London highs, these relative equal highs up here. Honestly, on either NQ or ES, as long as one of them takes out London highs, I'd be more comfortable shorting then. But I feel like if we start reacting now and going down, it's like, what are we reacting off of? And the SMT is broken. So hopefully ES comes up here and sweeps out London highs. Because at that point, I'd probably start looking for shorts again. We're definitely building up some good low resistance, though, if we start coming down. I could definitely target that on the sell side of the curve. Those are relative equal lows. Like that could be a target there. So I mean, there is like a small chance we can react off this high over here. But in my opinion, I really feel like we shouldn't push down until we take out London highs on ES. I feel like these highs over here, they're not strong enough to push us down. Yeah, see, we're just running up. We ran all these highs now. Honestly, though, once we do hit London highs, we have a bunch of good targets, at least on NQ, in my opinion. We have. This is probably going to open up as an unfilled 15-minute gap right here. So an unfilled 15-minute gap's a strong draw, especially a bearish one that's unfilled. We're going to have low resistance liquidity down here. There's relative equal lows over here. It's like these are all things I target. I just need to wait pretty much for us to hit our area that we could actually react off of. I guess London High is only it's like 5 points away on ES. Not that bad. It's like 2 points away now. 1 point away now. Yeah, so once ES takes out London Highs, I'm gonna start being a lot more bearish. It came close, but it never hit it. We were like 1 point away again. Are those trend ending equal highs in NQ? No, they're relative equal highs. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely going to come back and sweep those. So, I think it just made equal highs. There we go. Swept that London highs. Okay. So, I'm looking for shorts again. Definitely. Because, I mean, this S&T will hold until we hit all the way up here. So, I just got to look for what's a clear gap. Honestly, this 5 minute, I'm just surprised we're going up so much, though. We haven't rebalanced any of this range, really. There's an unfilled 15-minute down here. There's low resistance. There's relative equal lows. Honestly, if we're going to come all the way up here and sweep out London highs without giving any form of retracement, I feel like the first thing I want to target is an unfilled gap. Because, like, how are we not rebalancing any of these gaps? And we're going to open up this new 5 minute. So, I mean, if we do trade into it, that would definitely be a good condition. Like, as much as I do want to be bearish, I feel like if we come back up into here, come back down to here, I should say, reject out of it, it's pretty obviously bullish. Yeah, I guess the gap's going to open in 40 seconds now. ES is just running for the sky. I do remember before, though, I was talking about how if we invert this 15-minute gap, it's kind of harder to be bearish. I feel like that gap is kind of the condition for the whole AM session, in my opinion. I feel like we really haven't gotten a clear reaction off London highs yet. So it's looking like we're reacting off London highs a bit now, maybe. Might be too early to say that. But if we come down here and invert this 5 minute, the stop, I know the stop's absolute, it's kind of crazy. It's 120 points, but I just go for 1-to-1 and I'd go break even This unfilled 5-minute down here. And it would be even better if this next candle right here could invert it. Because I feel like I say this all the time, but I love setups where like you create a gap and the second the gap's created, next candle inverts it. Love those. I drool over those. And honestly, like if I were, I mean, I'm not like considering this, but if I were looking for continuation longs, I feel like it's just not ideal. It's like so high in this range. Like I don't want to take a long all the way up here, targeting up here. Like we need to rebalance some of this range more. Again, I know we came down to this 5-minute gap over here. It's like that's like the minimum required though for me. We're probably not even gonna open up any good gaps to invert either. It's pretty boring to be honest. I think we did open up this 2-minute gap though. So if you're like crazy bullish, you could maybe take an inverse off that, but like definitely not something I'm trying to do. So honestly, I feel like this long, like an inverse off this might work, but I'm not gonna take it. But I just hate how high up in the range it is. I feel like I'm chasing up there. Surprisingly, we might hold this 2-minute gap, maybe. Maybe not. You know, we held that surprisingly. So as of right now, we're holding this 5 minute gap, which is like the condition I'm looking at. Yeah, I mean, in like that long I was talking about before, I wouldn't even consider that anymore because we took the internal high, and I don't like taking trades where the inversion took the internal high or low. I definitely want to see how this new candle, like the 5 minute closes, because like I want to see if ES actually follows through or if it just keeps wicking through London highs. So I bet in 5 minutes we're probably gonna open up this unfilled 15 minute gap down here. One short I would take is if we sweep out London highs. You said, "Holy, this is boring to watch." Yeah, I know price action is so boring right now. But I'd consider taking a short if we sweep out London highs and leave that gap unfilled. I'd go from the high to the unfilled gap. You said there is a 30 minute gap we are continuing into. We're coming into that. I'm waiting to see it reacts off of me and right back down. Yeah, this. Yeah, I'm pretty much. I guess we're looking for the same area. I'm just calling it London highs. It's this the start of the 30 minute gap though. You can see that was the high of the London session. I want to say it's relative equal highs. I'm pretty sure too. Yeah. So hopefully we can sweep that out, react off of it. I feel like, yeah, I feel like these highs right here aren't strong enough to make us go down. So I mean, I feel like for me to take a short, I know there's an SMT at London highs, but I feel like I want to see this London high and Q get taken out. Oh, and I guess this 15 minutes gonna open, I'm pretty sure. In like a minute, yeah. I'll just delete this. So this unfilled 15-minute is like the first target I have if I go for shorts. I'm still waiting to see loaded highs first, though. Hopefully, once it gets to like 10:50, things can start shaping up at 11 a.m. macro. We've really been shopping for a bit now. 15 minutes of chop. Ugh. Oh my god, we actually might give me a retracement of London highs. I've been waiting for this. Maybe I jinxed it. Dude, can you hit London highs? You're like 5 points away. There's not even a 30-second gap in that leg. I really hate. I feel like there's like even if I were to take a short over here, there's just no. Sorry, excuse me. There's no clear gaps. Because like, what am I supposed to take an inverse of this 1 minute? No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. Surprisingly, it inversed that 1 minute. So I feel like with that logic, it should come down and rebalance this on filled 15 now. I wonder if this thing will even retrace to a 1-to-1. Honestly, if it comes a little higher and hits 1-to-1, I'll take a short. Because we inverted all these gaps. And like the death candle down, I feel like. Hmm. It never filled me though. This kind of sucks. Oh, it never would have filled me, really. I mean,
Order filled.
okay. Now it filled me. Did I not calculate that right?
Order filled.
Okay, that's better. So I'm gonna put my executions on screen so you can see them real quick. Just give me a second. Should be able to see that. Yeah, so I'm honestly just I feel like that death candle that came down, right? We inverted that 1 minute gap, which is honestly the highest time frame gap in that leg, separating us from this unfilled 15. I know we did kind of rebalance this it's a 5 minute gap, right? Yeah, we rebalanced this, but I feel like we should rebalance the 15 as well with moving up. And I'm kind of bearish, like higher time frame. I mean, so it would make sense to me that we would dump. I mean, even another reason too I like this is like I feel like there's like low resistance liquidity down here. And there's the S&T holding at London highs. We're getting pretty close. I just gotta make sure. This is the unfilled 15 down here, right? Yep, it is. Okay.
Order filled.
Bang! Just hit TP on stream on my birthday. Took this on 3 separate funded accounts. It was just a 1-minute inversion, and I was targeting an unfilled 15-minute gap, and there was an SMT holding at London highs. So that was the trade I took today. Took it on live stream. W day. Now about to go enjoy my birthday now. Oh, sorry, I had to rip my Instagram story. I'll probably stay on stream for a little bit more, but you said, how long have you been trading? I started trading in the beginning of 2018, but I was just messing around with it back then. And then I'd say I kind of started taking it serious in like 2022, like mid 2022, somewhere around there. But yeah, so I've been trading like, let's say what, 3 years, 3.5 years. I'll put TradingView back up. How long have you been trading? Baka Kenu? Is that how you say your name? Sorry if I mispronounced that. You said W trade. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I guess I'll go over though. I don't know if you noticed the reason I took that. So I feel like since market open, we dumped it first, but we kept coming back up, and I feel like there's no retracements, right? Like we're just coming up, 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 and there's like all these stops down here never got ran. We're opening up like higher time frame gaps that really aren't getting traded back to. And then there's an SMT at London highs. So like if you look at like ES, the S&P 500, we took out these London highs and session highs. They're a really strong draw on liquidity. I feel like they mean a lot. When it gets swept, it can be like significant, right? So there's an SMT. So one of them took it out, but the other didn't. That's like a bearish confirmation. And then the highest time frame gap that I saw in this leg was this 1 minute. Once we inverted the 1 minute, I'm not going to take that immediately because it's like a confirmation we're moving back down bearish. And like if you look at even the size of these candles, right? Like this candle is so much bigger than the rest of them, right? It's like sometimes I call it a death candle. It's like a pretty much a confirmation that there's orders being moved in the market. And then so I wanted to wait for a retrace to 1-to-1 though, because I don't want to take a trade where I'm risking 45 points to make 18 points. But once it did come back up and retrace, I'm cool with taking that. So there's even a fair value gap that aligned with my entry too. So we came into that 1 minute and then we retraced this unfilled 15. So even if we are going to continue bullish for the rest of the day, I feel like we at least needed that higher time frame retrace. And if we are going to be bearish the rest of the day too, there's a chance that this SMT at London highs could hold, and I could have just held it and been break even. I'm not going to do that. I'm trying to take my piece of the pie. Because some people, like, they'll target stuff like this. I like targeting smaller stuff. I just feel like it's more consistent for me. Yeah, I'll probably stay on for like 5 to 15 minutes though, I bet. Watch this, but I really don't plan on taking any more trades today. Like once you're up for the day, you just gotta walk away and stop trading. But yeah, this would be cool though if this would follow through. I'm not in this anymore, but I could have held runners. It's like if I did held runners too, the first target would be these relative equal lows. My next target would be this unfilled 5-minute gap, which is basically the end of this low resistance. Because the idea behind low resistance, if you don't know what it is like there's stacked lows. So like if let's say someone entered here, they put their stop here. There's people entered here, put their stop there, stops here, stops here. So like as we start running that, right, it's almost like a waterfall effect, right? Like a domino effect, right? We start taking we're moving down, take out stops, more selling happens because we're taking the stops, and just waterfalls through all that. I feel like on a day like today though, today's not a day I want to sit here and keep trading too. Because price action, it's not looking the cleanest. It would be really cool. It's always cool though, like when I look back, like imagine if this was high of day. I mean, I'm not saying it will be, but like I feel like there are days where I'll take an entry and I'll look back later and I'm like, wow, this thing ran like all the way down here. In my personal account though, I do have some like longer term shorts. In my opinion, I really thought we were gonna dump hard today though. Not really the dump I was expecting. Yeah, when people ask me though why I go for such like low risk reward, like in this case though, like if it would have come back all the way up here, I'd be really glad I sold down here. Honestly though, I feel like there's not much more I want to look for. I feel like I'll probably just do a recap of the whole day, to be honest, and then line stream. But so once 9:30 market open happened, right? This is 9:30 open, right? So I started trading here. I saw that we were dumping, dumping, dumping. You said any advice on passing a funded account? I mean, hmm. I guess as long as you know you have a proven strategy that makes money over time, honestly, I go heavier risk on the evaluations. So like as long as you know your strategy like makes money over time and works and all, like I'm okay with like upping my risk significantly on the funded account, the evaluation account, I'm sorry. So like for example, if they give you like $2,000 of drawdown, I might risk like 750 or 800 for example. Gives me like 3 trades before I blow the account. I feel like that allows you to pass it quick, and then once you get to that account where you actually have the chance of making money, you can drop your risk then. And I feel like it feels more, it feels better. I hate trading accounts I can't directly get paid from, like the evaluations. But yeah. So at 9:30 market open, right? So we started dumping. I was waiting for a retrace into any of these 5 minute gaps, and then I was waiting for a rejection out of them. I never really got that. I mean, so we came up, we tapped into this gap. There was pretty much no rejection. We kept going up. We even opened up this unfilled 5 minute gap. So if I was going to be bearish, that would have been a good target for me. And then we even generated all of this low resistance right here, right? So I was thinking we can come out here, take these highs maybe, and from there I look for some short down here. Again, I never got that, right? We just kept continuing up, right? So since I never got any of that, I was starting to lean more bullish, but I feel like the last line of defense really for me to stay kind of bearish at that moment in time was there was an SMT at London highs. So you can see that like NQ never swept London highs. They're right up here. But excuse me, ES did take out London highs. So with the combination of there's the SMT at London highs, there's this unfilled 15-minute gap right here that has to be rebalanced. We only kind of traded into like one 5 minute gap here, back here. But I mean, I feel like once this 15-minute gap opened up, it really needs to be rebalanced. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like we just ran all these stops up here. We ran these highs up here, up here. Kind of need some form of rebalance. I mean, London highs could definitely be the draw, but I believed we're at least coming down here. So once I saw we inverted this 1 minute gap down here, that's the highest time frame gap in this leg. So like see like if we look in the 2 minute, right? Well, this is the 1 minute gap. So let me go to the 2 minute. There's no 2 minute, no 3 minute, no 4 minute, no 5 minute gap. So once that 1 minute gap gets inverted, everything that needs to happen pretty much for us to retrace has happened. So I'm not going to take a trade though down here because I'm not risking 45 points to make 18. It's stupid. I noticed that this 1-to-1 coincided with this fair value gap. So we retraced into the fair value gap, filled my limit order for 1-to-1. Then from there, we pretty much just retraced down to that 15 minute, and it's looking like a solid take profit because it's looking like right now it wouldn't have went much further, and I would have went break even, so I would have gotten stopped on break even if I had any runners. But yeah, I guess I'll call it a W day. I mean, ended positive, but I feel like it was kind of frustrating to watch all day. I'm not gonna lie. And I feel like my bias isn't even playing out, to be honest. Like I still honestly I'm still kind of bearish, I mean, this short worked and all, but like longer term, we're probably just gonna run London highs. Yeah, but does anyone have any questions about any of the stuff that happened today? I could definitely see though in PM session, like PM session, trade up here into like this 1 hour gap maybe. Is there a 4 hour maybe too? Oh yeah, it's a 4 hour. Oh yeah, so you said no questions. Yeah, I'm just thinking out loud. I feel like that London could definitely trade into that 4 hour. But since you guys don't have any questions, make sure you join my free Discord if you're not in there already. And if you trade with prop firms, check out Alpha Futures. They're my favorite prop firm. And today and tomorrow they have a discount going on where it's 25% off. And if you use discount code TIMBY272, that'll get you the discount. I think prop firms are a great way to trade. I mean, I think yeah, you even said that. You said you're trying to pass a $5,000 account. Good luck with that. Definitely. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. Oh, and so join the free Discord. I also have hoodies I sell, by the way. I don't know. I'll pull this up. No, not that. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah. So you can see my hoodie. It says "Women want me, prop firms fear me." If anyone's interested in that, you can buy that. The link's also in my link tree. But have a good rest of your day, guys. I appreciate everyone tuning in.